and mushrooms from Mars. Now, if you listen to the commonplace scientists, they say Mars cannot support life. Mars does not have water. Mars does not have an environment conducive to life existing, much less thriving upon the Martian surface. But if you're into the alternative science realms and you watch channels such as Secure Team 10 with Tyler, you see pictures of these creatures that look organic to me. Now, most organisms are inherently carbon-based life forms. Could there be life forms that are not carbon-based? Hey, why not? I've always theorized such. Why, does carbon have to be the building block of life? I'm not sure about that. I don't want to dabble in the realm of too much science fiction here, but let's think about this. If they say there's mushrooms on Mars, then you have a bunch of people saying, oh, it's not mushrooms, it's just some rock, or it's hematite. Well, as we've seen in the last 6 months or so, some knuckleheads finally figured out, after many, many, many years of me already knowing this stuff, that water exists in many forms, but especially when water is heated and water is cooled, then it's in two dramatic various forms. Well, what if there is an alternate form of water that perhaps becomes more towards a hydrogen, almost on the borderline of not, H2O? Like, for instance, there's high radiation on Mars. So what if there's this perfect balance between, water becoming hydrogen and vice versa, because it's inverse. H2O, 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. What if the radiation, gamma rays, etc., that are bombarding the Mars produces a different form of water that we as humans don't understand? I refuse to believe that the mushrooms are hematite. No way. I have seen organic life on Mars. If you've ever watched Secure Team 10, you have seen remnants of skulls, skeletons. I have seen an organism that resembles a face hugger. Watch this channel. Look at the pictures for yourself. Don't take my word for it. He's got 2 million subscribers. I'm just trying to say, until we actually have a rover on Mars with a scanner that can verify whether or not something is an organic life form. There was a movie, Invitation to Hell, back in the day. Back in the 80s, it was called Invitation to Hell. You should watch it if you've never seen it before. He invents this suit with a scanner that can analyze and evaluate whether or not it's an existing life form, etc. Watch that movie, it's good. So why can't we spend all these billions of dollars, but we got to have a circular debate about whether or not there's mushrooms on Mars just because, oh, we don't have the technology? Absurd. You had better get something attached to those stupid rovers that can look at something and say, boom, organic life. Is it that hard, NASA? Look, I need to be in charge of NASA. I've always wanted to be in charge of NASA because they're full of a bunch of boob stooges. Elon Musk, he's a tool. What's he got? Nothing. Who cares? Look, the reality is, if you guys would just hear me out and sponsor me, I could change humanity, the paradigm. Look, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I'm a visionary. I've always been a visionary. I'm a scientist of many fields, and I far outweigh the majority of the people that you guys adhere to, the Musks of the world, the morons. He's nothing. He doesn't even believe you could get fuel from hydrogen. He's an idiot. And he's all about techno-tard bullcrap and fake humanism, and who cares about Elon Musk? He's a puppet. He's a puppet like freaking Einstein was, okay? Now, if there is mushrooms on Mars, and they do discover down the road that I was correct about an alternate form of water, you heard it here first. Now, I'm not going to say 100% without a test or a scan or some verifiable evidence that those are mushrooms, but let's take into account the fact that mushrooms, like all life, as we've seen on Earth, back when the Earth had a higher radiation content, we have seen that life can thrive in a high radiation area. Put your plant by TV and let it absorb the ambient radiation. Does it not grow larger? Yes, it does. Radiation in certain wavelengths does foster the growth of life. That's a fact. Okay, it's irrefutable fact. So, I just leave it to you guys to ponder. I don't know if you've heard about this story or not. Maybe you have. I haven't seen anybody talk about it on YouTube. So I decided to make this little video. What are your guys' thoughts? Really, what are your thoughts? Do you think it's possible that there's another form of water on Mars and I'm correct? Or do you think it's hematite? We obviously need more testing, better equipment. NASA's spending trillions of dollars and they don't even know if something's a mushroom.